what was really different to empower you to break these patterns?
It was the process, having a process to follow. Like, here's what you actually do and the steps that you take and how you look inward at yourself and how you take care of yourself. Having that laid out was so helpful. Where in the past with therapy, you just talk about it and talk about it and talk about it and talk about it and talk about it. And I always am like, what are you going to give me some advice? Or are you going to tell me what to do? And nope, we just talk about it over and over and over. And this actually had a process laid out that when I followed it was really the magic key. And it wasn't that hard. I just needed a process. My name is Shayla and I live in Salt Lake City, Utah. I work in the insurance consulting industry. I have been divorced for about 2 years and have not had a lot of relationships in my life in general. Always have had a lot of situationships and have always known I deserve better than what I'm finding out there, but I don't know how to find anything different. I've tried a lot of different ways to get there. I've done traditional therapy, I've done hypnotherapy, I've done EMDR, I don't even know, like you name it, I've probably tried it in some form.
You've tried all the things, very tenacious.
Yeah.
So zooming out, you have had wild success in this program. Over the last 3 months, you have moved from a 17 to a 41 on the relationship fulfillment assessment, which is incredible.
I feel truly like a whole different human than I felt 3 months ago. All of my anxiousness is gone. I feel a lot more at peace with myself and with the decisions I'm making. And I've really changed the way I think about things and caring about myself. I take care of myself first, which is really
I love that. So talk to me about how you were feeling before you started this program.
before I started this program, I was really anxious and overthinking everything and feeling kind of trapped. Like I said, I've tried everything. You'll remember my intake call. I just was like, I don't even you, you can fix me because nobody else can fix me. And I've done all the things and I can figure this out. And I just am so grateful that I took the chance on you because it's been really amazing.
Good. You were a little sassy. You're like, I've done it all. That call was so funny. I'm just like, then why are you here then? And then you signed up.
And I signed up and then something clicked in my head that just said do it. And I did it. And I'm so grateful.
Oh my goodness. I love that. So before, is it safe to say, because you had tried everything? So you said therapy, hypnotherapy, list all the things you have tried.
Let's see if I can remember them. Traditional therapy, hypnotherapy, EMDR. What am I not thinking of? I just can't think of what all the things are.
Reading all the books,
I've read all the
podcasts,
books. Yep. Done the podcasts.
waving magical feathers under a full moon. I've heard that.
Not done that, but very close. That was probably the next step.
Oh my God. When you think about all the things that you tried, Shayla, what were you trying to solve for?
The focus was really, I know I've got this trauma and I don't know how to overcome it so I can move on with my life. It was a lot of like how many times can I review the past and never have it get fixed? And I think one thing that I've loved about this program is, while we have touched on the past here and there to rewire some things where we needed to, it was really about the present and how living in the present can help make my future better.
Oh, okay. You were past focused and it wasn't really focused on being present now and actions now to make your life better.
Yeah. And I had figured out that wasn't working for me, but I didn't know how to do it any other way because that's what all of the traditional methods focus on. And so I thought, well, do I have to keep focusing on the past? I'm sick and bored of digging up the past and not getting anywhere. Can we just figure out how to fix it going forward? And this program actually did that.
So, what were the patterns that you were really trying to break as you were digging into these different modalities?
It was definitely overthinking. And then the hustle for love pattern, like trying so hard and working so hard to get somebody to love me in return. Like, I'm going to do all the things to make that person happy so that they will love me. That was probably the biggest pattern. I saw that pattern in my marriage. I've seen that in all of my situationships. That was the biggest pattern that I wanted to overcome.
Yeah.
Even in my job, right? I'm going to work so hard that I'll get promoted or that I'll get a raise or that I'll get whatever.
And how was that constant hustle for love or worth externally? How was that impacting you?
It made me really anxious all the time. Like I don't have any time for myself. A good example of this is I would get up in the morning and I'd be like, I've got to hurry and get to work. So I don't have time to work out and I don't have time to make breakfast and I don't have time to do these stretches. These are the things that would help me. I don't have time for that because I have to get to my desk so that my boss knows I've logged in right at 8 o'clock.
It's like this never doing enough vibe.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm. What have you achieved as a result of this program?
A lot of peace, a lot of that hustling is gone. I had a conversation with my boss and I said, look, I'm not going to show up till 9. I didn't say it exactly like that, but she kind of was like, oh, that's going to be really hard, but you're a great employee. So we'll figure it out. It'll be fine. And it's interesting that now I'm actually showing up more present and I'm showing up still before 9, but I'm getting more work done because I'm showing up from a different space because I'm not panicked about getting everything done in the morning. I've given myself permission to take the time to do the things that I need to so I can show up as the best employee and I'm showing up earlier than I had been before.
Oh, I love that. So putting yourself first in a new way. How has this impacted your relationship with yourself?
It's really made me stop to think about what I need for myself. I thought that I was doing that before. Like I thought, oh yeah, I definitely take care of my needs. I do. I don't even know how to explain this very well, but I thought for sure I was taking care of my needs. But it made me stop and say, well, I'm taking care of what I thought that I needed, but I had never stopped to pause to see what I actually needed, what my soul actually needed, what my body actually needed. I was taking care of what the squirrels in my mind needed, and those are not the best indicator of what my actual needs are.
Ah, so is it safe to say that before you were taking care of your needs, but they were more externally what you thought versus truly being tapped into what do I want?
Yes,
Okay.
for sure.
So this like new level of connection with self and clarity on what you want versus like society says I should do this.
Yeah. And I think part of it is like you talking about what we should do and how when we're told that we're supposed to do something that way, we like resist it. We don't want to do that.
Mhm.
And sometimes those things that I should do were actually things that my soul did want, but because somebody told me I should do them, I was resistant towards them. But when I could pause and say, what do I really want and what do I really need? Some of those things did align with what I was told that I should do that I'd been pushing away before, and some of them didn't. And I got to figure out what works for me and leave what didn't.
Yeah, that's beautiful. How would you describe your connection to yourself now?
I stopped to think more about what I need. And so I'm more in tune with myself. I have joked with you previously that before I would go out and do things every night because I was taking care of other people or doing things for other people. And I thought that's what I wanted because I like to be around other people. And now I'm like, do I even have any friends? Because I'm so happy to stay home and just be with myself and my dog and like cuddle on the couch while we read a book. Like it's so nice to be with myself because I like who I've learned that I am, that I maybe, and I didn't think that I didn't before, but there was a lot of distraction before where now I'm just at peace with myself when I'm home by myself.
So it sounds like you've transitioned from being okay alone to
Mhm.
loving your solitude.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that accurate?
Hmm.
How has this work impacted your relationships with your friends, with your family, etc.?
Yeah. It's been interesting that before, as I said, I always was being around people and I loved being around people. And as I started to dig into this work, I realized that those people that I was being around was me doing all the things that they wanted me to do or being with them to help them. And it wasn't things that I necessarily wanted to do. Like
Mhm.
I've now declined a lot more invites to do things because it just wasn't something that was feeding my soul. I
Mhm.
also had a ton of friendships. People have always said, you have so many friends. How do you keep up with them all? And it was me reaching out and scheduling things and let me get on your calendar. And I realized that most of them don't ever reach out to me and want to get on my calendar. It's me doing that back. And so as I've kind of analyzed, okay, who actually does want to spend time with me? And do I want to spend time with them back? Or is it me just helping them and meeting their needs so that I can feel seen and heard? But now I'm seeing and hearing myself, and I don't need those friendships the way that I thought I did before.
Ooh, okay. So Do you think you have more clarity on what you want and need out of all relationships?
Yeah, I see a lot more unhealthy relationships around me now.
Mhm.
I can just spot them and think, I don't know that I need that in my life anymore.
Mm.
And some of them, I have some friendships who I can see people are working on their stuff. And those ones are ones that I actually like more now because we can talk about things and work through things. And we're both trying to improve ourselves. Where the people who I would kind of see before who are just kind of running from their work are less appealing anymore. They're not what I want to be around anymore.
Yeah.
And they're just more unattractive as friendships in general.
Yeah. And I'm wondering too, have your friends noticed the people around you? You should.
Yes.
Tell me
Def
about that.
I've had multiple people who say, "You're so calm. I've never seen you so calm. You seem so grounded."
How do you feel about your ability to love the people around you more?
It's increasing for sure. I have this great capacity to love them. I remember I was leaving rehearsal a couple weeks ago, and this woman came up to me who I just love being around her, and I gave her this huge hug, and I was like, "Oh my gosh." And then I was like, "Whoa, this is me." Like, who I don't do that, but I know she left there feeling like, "I love being around Shayla." And I think she does every time, but that was a new level for me that I was like, I showed that woman some real love in that moment, and I know she felt it.
Oh, oh,
So,
that's amazing. You're like, this is actually me.
I know.
That's so cute. That's so cute. I love that. And more capacity to love. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
What is the biggest surprise with this program?
Oh, let's see. A couple of things have been a surprise to me. So one, how much overthinking I did.
Yeah.
Also, how easy it was to rewire trauma. I was surprised at how I've done all this past work with therapy and everything in the past, and that we didn't really have to dig into any of that to be able to rewire it. I was surprised how easy that process was.
I
Yeah.
love that. So, what really was the missing piece? What was really different to empower you to break these patterns?
It was the process, having a process to follow, like, here's what you actually do and the steps that you take and how you look inward at yourself and how you take care of yourself. Having that laid out was so helpful. Where in the past with therapy, you just talk about it and talk about it and talk about it and talk about it and talk about it. And I always am like, what are you going to give me some advice? Or are you going to tell me what to do? And nope, we just talk about it over and over and over. And this actually had a process laid out that when I followed it was really the magic key. And it wasn't that hard. I just needed a process.
I love it. Okay, beautiful. What are you most proud of, Shayla?
I'm proud of myself for digging in and doing it. And as I've said before, I've tried all the things and I really was like, I don't know if I can try one more thing. One more thing is just, I'm just going to keep going in circles. And is this worth it anymore? I was really at the point of just of giving up and saying, I'm just going to be this way for the rest of my life. And I'm proud that I just did it, that I just jumped in and did it.
What would you say to women who are skeptic? I don't know who you are. To women who are skeptic about doing this work.
I would say it's worth it. I was probably the queen of skepticism when I
Queen
first
of
saw it.
skeptics.
But if you sign up and you just do the work, it's not that hard. Just dig in, do the 20 minutes a day that Tiff asks you to do. It is so, so worth it. So worth it.
Mhm. Is it easier to do the work, the 20 minutes per day, or not do the work?
It's easier to do it. And it feels good to do it. Like now there's one day a week that I just can't do 20 minutes a day because I run off to choir really early in the morning. And those days I always make sure I get in 5 minutes because I miss it if I don't.
Yeah, beautiful. Any other closing thoughts?
I just want to say thank you to you for the work that you've put into this program and that you've invested in me and in so many other women and laid something out for us that was so easy to follow and to understand and to do and just digging in with me. I'm so grateful for that. So thank you.
Thank you for trusting me. This work,
Sure.
as you know, is my life's work. I'm obsessed with it. I was here for this to come through me. So thank you for trusting me on this journey and for diving in, although you were a little skeptic.
A
I'm
little.
just a random lady from the internet with a faux hog. Like, what is this? Oh my God. Well, thank you again for this and for trusting me with everything. And I hope to talk to you very soon. Keep me
Yeah.
posted on things.
I will. Thank you again and take care.